Good evening, sir. Shall we start? I think so. 4 or 5 has to come. Let's wait for 1 minute, then we'll start.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Screen visibility irka kana?
Yes, sir.
Screen visible irka? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think so. We started this rules for naming aldehydes. So in that case, the IUPAC name of open chain aliphatic aldehydes are derived from the name of corresponding alkanes. Say for example, if alkane is there, just remove E and just add Al. So alkanal. If it has a ethane, you just remove E and add Al. So you'll get form ethanol as a product. Okay. So likewise, the longest carbon numbering should be start from CH4. Okay, when aldehyde group is present, the numbering 1 should be given on that particular position itself. And if more than one substance are present, you have to follow as usual alphabetical order. You know that we have to number from here because CHO group should stands in position number 1, 2, 3, 4. So how we can name this? How we can name this?
3-bromo-2-methyl propanol.
Sure, 4 carbon atoms are there.
Oh, so, then butanol.
3-bromo-2-methyl butanol. Very nice, very nice.
Yes,
Very good. When aldehyde group is attached to the suffix, carbaldehyde is added. So where I have to add? So if attached to the ring, if it is attached to the ring and suffix carbaldehyde, you should add it after the full name of cycloalkane. Say for example, if I got like this, so you have to name first. What is that cycloalkane? What is the name of cycloalkane? Cyclobutane. Cyclopentane. Cyclopentane. And you have to maintain the E also. You have to retain the E also. Cyclopentane. And suffix should be given as carbaldehyde. Carbaldehyde. If an aldehyde group is directly attached with a ring, then we have to name like this. So we have to given the name for cycloalkane. After that, you have to name it as carbaldehyde as the suffix. UPAC nomenclature, how we can write? So we have to number it 1, 2, 3. So there is no problem. 3 carbon containing chain. So it is prop and al, propanol. Am I right? This is a propanol. What about the second one? 1, 2, 3, 4.
butanol.
Yeah, butanol. Very nice. Butanol. Very good. What about the third one? This one.
So
3-bromo-2-methyl
butanol.
Okay. 3-bromo. Very good. Very good. 3-bromo-2-methyl butanol. What about this one?
2-methyl butanol.
Very nice. 2-methyl butanol. And just a minute. Yeah. What about this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
4-bromo-3-methyl hexanol.
Very nice. 4-bromo, 3-methyl hexanal. Hexanal. மத்தவங்களுக்கும் புரியுதுல கண்ணா? 1 2 3 4 5 6 aldehyde la irundhu start பண்ணோம். Then we have to give the numbering as it is. So if the double bond is present, you no need to worry about the double bond. Hex, very good.
Hexenal.
Hex 3 in al or 1 al, we can mention the position. No need to mention the position because that is always present in first position. No need to mention it. Here 1 2 3 4 5, or it may be 5, whatever it may be. So if I am taken this as a 5, then we can take this methyl group as a substituent. Then 4 methyl
pentanal.
4 methyl pentanal. That's very nice. 4 methyl pentanal. Yes. And how will you name this?
Carbaldehyde.
Yeah, cyclopentane. Cyclopentane carbaldehyde. What about this one? So we have to give the preference to aldehyde. After that only we have to give the preference for halogens. That we know that.
3-bromobenzenal.
Very nice. 3-bromobenzenal. We can't say benzene carbaldehyde because it's a cyclic ring, na?
Okay.
Cyclic structure. Or otherwise, the accepted IUPAC nomenclature will be 3-bromo-benzaldehyde. Benzaldehyde. This is also accepted IUPAC nomenclature. Okay. Which one? Benzaldehyde. Instead of benzene carbaldehyde, we can also say that benzaldehyde. Okay.
Sir, both are IUPAC now, sir.
Sorry?
Both are IUPAC.
Both are IUPAC, yes.
Okay.
No problem, Kana. No problem, Mithun. Yeah. What about the next compound? This compound.
Sir, is it octanol?
Very nice. Octanol. Very good. Very good. Octanol. Why? Because one CH2 is there along with that 6 CH2. So totally 7, up to which 7. One more carbon is there. So total carbon atom is 8 and octane, and we have to use L. Octanol. Very nice. Good. What about this one?
Sir, 1,2 dibenzene aldehyde.
Benzene aldehyde or benzene 1,2 dicarbaldehyde. Dicarbaldehyde. Okay. Benzene 1,2 dicarbaldehyde, we can say. Okay. And what about the next one?
Sir, 2-hydroxy
cyclohexanol.
Cyclopentane.
Hydroxy cyclohexanol, we can't say. 2-hydroxy cyclopentane carbaldehyde. If it is attached, benzyl aldehyde group is attached with a ring, then we can call it as carbaldehyde. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What about this one?
3-methyl
carbaldehyde.
Very nice. 3-methyl cyclohexane then carbaldehyde. Very good. Very good. Just a minute. Okay. Next one is IUPAC name to structure. They are going to give some names. You have to write the structure. How we can write? Butanol, in the sense, first of all, we have to write 4 carbon atoms. We write. So first position, we know that it is aldehyde. Very good. Then this is the first position, second position, third position, and we have to write hydroxy. Third position, we have to give OH group. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
3-methyl pentanol. How we can write?
Sir, first will be a
Five
CHO,
carbon.
then 5 carbon. In the
Pentane.
third
Very good.
carbon, we'll put methyl group.
CHO, and then in the
And third position,
middle one, you should put
methyl group. Very good. Very good. 2-methoxypropanol.
Sir, is it CH3O?
Yes, very good. Methoxy
Sir.
OCH3 group.
Sir, 3
Propanol in the
carbon.
sense, propanol, how we can write?
Sir, 3 carbon, sir. CHO.
Okay, very good.
Then in the second one,
the second carbon OCH3.
OCH3, very good, very good.
yes, sir.
So OCH3 group. So 2-methoxypropanol, we can say. Okay.
Okay, sir.
The next one is 3-hydroxycyclopentane carbaldehyde. How we
So
can write?
cyclopentane structure, the third carbon will have OH.
Very good. First of all, we have to write the cyclopentane. Yes, I did.
Third
Then
carbon.
Bottom
Third
right,
is
carbon, the
Yeah.
bottom right position.
bottom right position.
Bottom
I
right.
have OH group.
OH.
Yeah, fine. 4-methyl benzaldehyde.
Benzene
So in
and
the fourth
CHO,
position,
4
we
carbon
have
CH3.
methyl group.
Very good.
First
First
C.
of all, I have to write benzaldehyde.
Sir,
Then fourth
opposite.
position, that is para position. I have to write methyl group.
Yes, sir.
3-phenylproptooenol. 3-phenylproptooenol.
The 3 here is the position, right, sir, for phenyl.
Yeah,
Sir,
third
in the
position.
third
Benzene
carbon,
group.
there should be a phenyl group, sir.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Then
Then, so CHO, and in the second
Second,
carbon, double bond, sir.
there will be double bond, sir.
double bond. Very good.
Then the third carbon, we have
Third, you
to
should attach a
benzene.
phenyl.
Phenyl ring. That's it. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
All can you able to understand? கண்ணா புரியுதா? கொஞ்சம் தயவு செஞ்சு எஸ் சொல்லுங்க ஆர் நோன்னு சொல்லுங்க.
Yes, sir, it's understood.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Because others என்ன ஒரு 4 பேர் தான் பேசுறாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ரிமைனிங் யாரும் பேச மாட்டேங்கிறீங்க. உங்களுக்கு புரியுதா இல்லையா எனக்கு தெரியல, அதனால தான் கேட்குறேன். Okay, this is a very very important compound. This is much more important compound. Tricarbaldehyde அப்படின்னு கொடுக்குறாங்க. So whenever the compound is in ring like structure, then only it is called, then only we can say it is a carbaldehyde, but it is one of the important exceptional case compound. Propane 1, 2, 3 tricarbaldehyde. Propane in the sense 1, 2, 3. One first position we have CHO. Am I right? CHO. That is, we should not write like this. CHO. Here also CHO. Here also CHO. We can't say it is pentanal, pentadiol, because we have to give the equal preference to all the aldehyde position. This is a equal position. This is also equal. This is also we have to give equal preference to all the 3 aldehyde groups. That is what we have to take this as a substituent. And here 1, 2, 3. So propane. So if more than one CHO group is there, we have to retain the E of alkane. That's what we are retaining here. E. That is propane. Propane 1, 2, 3 tricarbaldehyde. Totally 3 CHO group is there. So tricarbaldehyde is there. Then 4-chloro 2-methyl hex 3-ene-1-al. How I can write
Sir,
this?
so there will be 6 carbon, sir. The third position there will be
Totally
a double
6 carbon
In the
atoms.
fourth position,
1,
there will
2,
be chloro.
4,
Chlorine.
5, 6. Sixth carbon I have CHO. Then
So in the
Then
third carbon,
Third
double bond.
position, double bond.
third position double bond. Okay.
So in the fourth position, chlorine will be attached, sir.
Chloro is there. Very good.
In the second one, methyl.
Methyl. That's it. Very nice. Super. So this is 4-chloro 2-methyl hex 3-ene-1-al. 4-ethyl 3-nitrobenzaldehyde. How we can write?
So in the fourth position, there will be methyl.
First,
First of
benzene.
all, we have to write the benzaldehyde. So CHO.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So in the opposite
Third
direction,
position,
there will be
no two
methyl
groups should be attached. Third position.
Okay. 4-ethyl group.
So
C2H5
next to
group
it,
is there.
3 nitro.
Third position I have written
NO2.
NO2. NO2 is nitro group. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And ketones. So the common names of ketones are generally derived from the name of alkyl or an aryl group attached to the carbonyl group. You know that carbonyl group is what? C double bond O group. Am I right? So So based on this R group and based on this R or R dash, it may be there. Okay. Based on that, we can name it. Substituent positions are also given as alpha, beta, and gamma. Substituent positions will also be given as alpha, beta, gamma generally. So the common names of ketones are derived from the name of alkyl or an aryl group of carbonyl group. Say for example, C double bond O. Suppose one CH3 group is there. Here C2H5 group is there. Then how we can name this? So we have to name with that alkyl group. So alkyl group we have to follow. If the alkyl groups are different, then we have to follow alphabetical. Okay. So ethyl comes first, then methyl. So ethyl, it's a common name. Okay. Ethyl, methyl, ketone. Ethyl, methyl, ketone. Is that clear? Then alkyl phenyl ketones are named by adding acyl group as prefix to phenone. We have to write the word phenone if one alkyl or aryl ketone is coming. Say for example, CH3, C double bond O, and here phenyl ring is there. This is alkyl group. This is an alkyl group, and this is an aryl group. This is an aryl group. Okay, or phenyl group, we can say. Alkyl aryl group. It's coming. Then we have to name with this phenone. So this is this should be end with phenone. And what
So
about
it
these two carbon atoms?
Methyl.
So that is what is named as acetophenone. That's a common name. It's a very, very important common name, because most of the times they may given some common names to you, then ask you to write IUPAC nomenclature. Okay, sometimes they may given. The next one is how will you name this? Yeah, this is sorry.
Dimethyl ketone, sir.
Just a minute. Dimethyl ketone. Yes. Wait a minute. It's moving. Can you able to see now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's a dimethyl ketone, right? Dimethyl ketone. Okay, fine. What about this one?
That's
Acetophenone.
acetophenone, right?
Acetophenone. It's a common name. Am I right? Acetophenone. Okay. What about this one?
So that is ethyl, sir. Ethyl group.
Which one?
Sir, aceto should come in the place of ethyl, no, sir.
Ethyl means?
Sir, is it ethyl phenone?
No. CH3C double bond O means aceto group. C2H5 means that is ethyl group.
Sir, should it be
Ethyl
ethyl phenone?
Sorry, which one? So you're talking about this one, am I right?
The epoxy
Yes, sir.
This is called how many carbon atoms? 3 carbon atoms. This is acetophenone. This is propiophenone. Propiophenone.
Okay, sir.
Propiophenone. These are common names, because you have to know these. Propio, the word comes from the carboxylic acid, propionic acid. And what about this one?
Diphenone?
Diacetophenone, sir.
No, aceto group is not there. Aceto group means
Diphenone.
CH2O. This is aceto. So we have to end up with phenone. Okay, phenone. Then another group is there, benzene. So benzophenone. So this is called a benzophenone. Okay, benzophenone.
So
Acetophenone CH3 group is coming, then it is called aceto. If it is C6H5CO group is coming, then it is called benzophenone. Next one is IUPAC of ketones. So IUPAC nomenclature of open chain aliphatic ketones are usually derived from the name of E of corresponding alkane with one. So we have two alkane. Say for example, alkane. I can remove E and I have to add one. So what about the common nomenclature? Alkanone. Alkanone. Okay, alkanone. Okay, so if I want to form a ketone, how many carbon should be there minimum? Minimum, how
Three, sir.
many carbon I need
Three,
to?
sir.
Yeah,
Sir, three.
minimum of, yeah, yes, very good. 3 carbon atoms are needed because ketone is always C double bond O group is there. Both the side I have all R group. That R may be minimum group if it is CH3. If it is CH3, then totally 1, 2, 3. Total 3 carbon containing ketone. So if I want to form a ketone, I am in need of minimum of 3 carbon atoms. Otherwise, we can't form ketone. Then keto functional group should get least number. Okay. So in that aldehyde functional group should get first number. But here it is not like that. Ketone functional group should get least number, not to be the first one. Because keto group always present in between these two alkyl groups or aryl groups, whatever, or alkyl aryl, whatever can be. Okay. But you have to start numbering, and we have to get the least position for carbonyl carbon. Okay. If more than one substituent are present, follow the alphabetical order along with the numerals. You have to follow alphabetical order. At the same time, you have to follow the numbering system. If more than one keto group is present, then E of alkane should be retained and prefixing with one as di, tri, etc. Okay. So either dione, trione, like that we have to write. Okay. And IUPAC nomenclature. So this is a IUPAC nomenclature of ketones. So how we can write IUPAC nomenclature? So we have to number it 1, 2, 3, or otherwise we have to number it from 1, 2, 3. In both the case, carbonyl carbon getting same position. So we can write numbering from here or here also. Both are right. Okay. How we can number it? How we can name this?
1, 3 dimethyl.
No, not like that. Prop and
Propanol.
propanone. So just propane. So you have to remove E and add one. Alkanone. That's propanone. Okay. Is that clear? Propanone. Or simply we can say propan 2-one. That will be the exact nomenclature. So 1, 2, 3. Second position I have one. So I have to write propan 2-one. Okay. And what about this one? So here is the problem. So whether I have to number from here or I have to number from here. 1.
Sir,
From
left
the
to
left,
right.
sir, because
Right hand side.
So right
From
color.
the left
So
to
red
right.
color. Red color numbering.
Right.
Right? Yes. Because
Okay,
from
so
that
red color.
only keto group getting least position. So then how we can name this?
But 3 on.
Butane.
Butane 3 on.
2-one. Second position only one is there.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So I have to follow red color numbering only, because if I am moving from here, the keto group should second position. If I'm coming from here, the keto group getting third position. So I have to give the least position for keto. Okay. And what about this one? How we can number it? So obviously there's known one.
From the
1,
right.
2, 3, 4, 5. This is the way of nomenclature.
Pentane
Then
2 on.
Pentane 2 on.
Pentane 2-one. Very nice. Pentane 2-one. Very good. Next.
Sir,
Pentane 3 on, sir.
3 on.
Pentane 3 on, sir.
3 on.
Very nice. Wherever I can number it, both are same. So no problem with that. I can number it both things. Because wherever I'm getting a third position for ketone only. So no problem with that. Yes. How we can name this?
Sir, 2 methyl
Sir,
pentane 3 on.
Very good. So we have to start numbering from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And not from here. Why? Because the ketone is getting the third position from when I'm numbering from right to left or left to right. That's not a problem. But if I'm numbering start from here, this will get fourth position. Okay. But if I'm start numbering from here, this will get second position also. Okay. So it is 2-methyl. Yes, 2-methyl pentane 3-one. Am I right? Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Next one,
So 3-methyl cyclohexanol.
cyclohexanone.
I mean,
Hexanol.
that's hexanol.
3-methyl cyclopentanone, not hexanone. Only 5-member ring is there.
Yes.
Cyclopentanone is there. And what about this one?
2,4
2,4
dimethyl
pentan
pentan
2,4
pentanthreone.
dimethyl, very good. Dimethyl
pentanthreone.
Pentanthreone.
pentanthreone, very nice. Super, super. What about this one?
Sir,
2,4 pentan dione. Dione.
Very
dione.
nice.
Pentandione.
Pentandione or pentane dione?
Pentane
Okay.
dione, sir.
Pentane we have to use. So pentane 2,4 dione. Okay, pentane, because we have to retain the E. Why? Because 2 CO group is there, then we have to retain the E. Okay, what about this compound? The big compound.
Sir,
Sir,
2-methyl
6
4-ethyl.
Sir, I think from the right we should come to here.
2-methyl 4-ethyl, then any other
The
idea?
2-methyl
Sir,
4-ethyl.
Sir, is it
6 chloro.
7 chloro 2-methyl 3-ethyl heptantreone?
7 chloro, how it will be 7 chloro?
Sir, it's 6, sir. So
6
6
chloro,
chloro.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 one. Yeah, 6 chloro. Very good.
6 chloro.
Methyl.
2, I mean,
2,
4
so 4
ethyl.
ethyl.
4 ethyl.
ethyl.
Very good.
2-methyl.
2-methyl
Hexanthreone. Hexanthreone.
Hexanthreone.
hexanthreone. Very nice, Kana. Super. Okay. Where you to number it here?
So 2, 5 dimethyl hexanthreone.
2,5 dimethyl
Hexanthreone.
hexanthreone. Okay. 2,5 dimethyl hexanthreone. Connect. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2,5 dimethyl hexanthreone. Our next compound, how we can number it? This one.
So is it
Sir, is it
heptane
7?
3-methyl pentan
Heptan.
2-1, sir.
CH2 3 is given, right? So 3.
3-methyl.
7 carbon.
Sir, sir
7
3 dimethyl, sir.
3
Should come, sir.
dimethyl. No, it's not methyl group. It's methylene group only. If it is CH3 group, then it is methyl group.
Sir, it is
But they are given
it's,
CH2 in bracket.
heptan-
It is in long chain. So we have to write like this: CH3, CH2, and CH2 3 times. So CH2 one time, CH2 second time, and CH2 third time. Then C double bond O CH3. Yes.
So
Now we
Sir,
can
heptan 6 on.
heptane
1,
2.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Heptane 2.
Heptan.
Two.
Heptan 2 one.
Okay.
So we have to number it from here. Ketone should get least question. That's what. Okay. And what about this one? Kana?
5-methyl.
5-methyl 1, 2,
4
Sir,
methyl.
4 methyl, sir.
4-methyl should come, sir.
4-methyl.
4 methyl.
4-methyl pent 3-in-on. 3-in-2-on.
pent. Very good. Pent. It's not pentan. Pent.
3-in-2-on, sir.
Very good.
2 on.
2 1. Pent 3 into 1. Okay. What about the big compound? This one.
Sir, 2, 2,
2,
5.
No.
Sir,
2,
3,
how it
3, 4 trimethyl
3,
pentan 2-on, sir. 3, 3 trimethyl.
5. So I have to number from
Trimethyl.
here.
Trimethyl.
3, 4, 5, 6. Am I right?
Hexane 2
So
on.
3, 3, 5. Trimethyl. Yes. Trimethyl. Then how many carbon? 6 carbon atom.
Hexane
Hexan.
2 on.
2 on.
Hexan 2 one. That's it. Very good. What about this one? So here you have to look at carefully. CHO is there. Sometimes they may be given like this. So instead of C double bond OH, they'll be given CHO. That's also aldehyde. One aldehyde group is there and keto group is there. If aldehydes and ketones are coming, you have to give the preference to aldehyde. You have to give the preference to aldehyde only according to functional group priority. So CHO is there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just, it's for your understanding. One oxygen is excessively present in the long chain. So if without oxygen, you just, forget this oxygen. Okay. So then what about how will you name this? Pentanol. Am I right? Pentanol. Pentanol. Am I right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon atom, it is pentanol. But one oxygen is excess. In which position? Third position. That's what? 3-oxopentanol.
Oxypent. Oh, oxo.
3-oxopentanol. That's the name of that compound. If one aldehyde group and keto group is existing in simultaneously in the same compound, so then we have to give the name as oxo for keto compounds. Okay, what about this one? Second compound.
Sir, 2-ethyl cyclohexane
cyclohexane 1 on or on.
on.
2-ethyl cyclohexanone.
Hexane.
Hexanone.
Okay, cyclohexanone. Very nice. Hexanone or cyclohexane 1, whatever it is like. Okay, sometimes they may be given some compounds to you, name to you, and you have to write the structure. How will you write this?
First of all, 5 carbon.
5 carbon atom. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes.
Second
In the third position, there will be a double bond.
Third position. First of all, you have to fix the functional group,
Yes, sir.
ketone.
Then the third
Then you
position,
can fix the third position.
Third
the
position,
double
double bond.
bond.
Third position means where I have to put the double bond, either here or here.
So in the
Left,
there,
left,
sir.
left one.
1, 2, 3,
Left
4,
one, sir.
5. Between 3 to
Left one.
4 or 2 to 3.
Yes, sir. 3 to 4.
Adjacent, sir. Adjacent to the double bond.
Very good.
And
So three
then
to
in the fourth,
Fourth
one
position
will be a
of
methyl.
methyl.
Methyl group. Very good. Remaining, you have to fill it with the hydrogen, right? That you can do, I think so. Okay. Disecondary butyl ketone. How will you do this?
Sir, 4 carbon.
butyl.
Sir, 4 carbon on the second position, CH3, CH2.
Disecondary butyl ketone. So we have to write the ketone, and both the side we have to write disecondary butyl group. Secondary butyl group means
Sir, CH3, CH2, sir.
C.
Sir, C, sir, then 2 sides CH3. Sir, only one side CH3, sir. So that this carbocation
One side
becomes
CH3.
2 degrees,
Okay.
sir.
Then another side. Carbon valence is not at filled. Huh?
Another
CH2, sir.
CH2. Am I right? So if you written CH2, then it how it become a butyl?
Sir, no, sir.
That-
CH3, sir.
there one.
CH3. Here CH3. Am I right? It's not. It is also not a butane.
So another branch goes in that CH.
Not like that. So we are
Then
2
tertiary.
CH2CH3. This is secondary butyl.
That's what I told you.
This is what the secondary butyl group. In both the side, I have to attach the same group. Okay, CH2, CH2. Here, one CH3 is there. So secondary butyl, you know that secondary system means what? You know that primary, secondary, tertiary.
So
That's all fine. Right? 3-bromoacetophenone. How will you write?
So in the third position of the acetophenone, there will be a bromine.
Yeah. First of all, we have to write the acetophenone. How we can write the
Acetophenone.
acetophenone?
Sir,
CH3CO and benzene ring, sir.
benzene.
Benzene ring. Very good.
CH3CO on the
Then
first position.
Then,
CH3CO, sir. CH3C double
very
bond.
good.
on the position.
CH3CO. Okay, very
C
good.
double
That's a good.
C.
And the down position we can add
Down
here.
the third
Yeah,
position.
meta
that
position.
bromine.
Meta position. I have bromine group. Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. Okay. 4-chloropentan 2-1.
Sir, 5 carbon, sir.
Five
The fourth
carbons.
one that will be chloro, and in the second one that will be ketone group, sir.
Keto group in second one, and then
Fourth
only we
one,
have to
chlorine.
take the fourth position. Fourth position we have chloro. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Very nice. 3-chloropentan 2-1.
Sir,
Five
the
carbons.
5 carbon, third position chlorine, and in the second
No.
position.
First of all, you have to fix the functional group.
Yes, sir.
Then only we
Right.
have to fix substituent. Okay, fine. Good. Para, paradash dihydroxy benzophenone. How we can write?
Sir,
So
benzene.
First
The
one,
question may be
two
given like
ketone
this.
groups, and in the center you'll have the ketone group.
Oh, very good. So 2 benzene ring, center of the position. So keto group is there.
And then in that,
This is what a benzophenone. Am I right?
and then
Right.
the para positions you should add OH groups. Right?
Very good. Para position, this is OH, and this is a para position for this ketone group. So OH. Para, paradash dihydroxy benzophenone. Okay. Para nitropropionone. How we can write? Propio.
Sir,
Three
C2
carbon atom.
H5 attached to ketone and phenyl group, sir.
Okay, very good. So
And the
propio.
para position there will be nitro group, sir.
Yeah, para position I have to add nitro group. This is
Yes, sir.
para nitropropionone. Is that clear? Is that clear, Kana?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
Fine. So up to which the UPAC nomenclature is over, and then next we'll move on to preparation part. This one. Yeah. Last week, did you got a PDF notes? Hello.
Sir, in the app it came, sir.
Yeah. Last week, do you got a PDF notes? Hello. Can you hear
Yes,
me?
Sir, we didn't get any notification like that, sir. But if you check means
நோட்டிபிகேஷன் கேட்கலக்கண்ணா நோட்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு கிடைச்சதா லாஸ்ட் வீக் கிளாஸ் நோட்ஸ்
Sir, it might be there, sir. We didn't check.
We didn't check properly.
okay because given in the form of PDF, that's what, because last week நம்ம எழுத முடியல இல்லையா ஸோ எழுதுனா it will take more time, ரொம்ப நேரம் எடுக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கு. உங்களுக்கு எது கம்ஃபர்ட்டா இருக்குன்னு சொல்லுங்க, எனக்கு ஒன்றும் இஷ்யூ இல்லை, பட் வி கான்ட் மூவ் ஃபாஸ்டர், அதனால தான் சொல்றேன். உங்களுக்கு பாருங்க, உங்களுக்கு நீங்க எழுதிக்கணும் அப்படின்னா யூ கேன் ரைட் இட் டவுன், நோ ப்ராப்ளம் வித் தட். அதர்வைஸ் நோட்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்றேன்னா யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க, தட்ஸ் யுவர் விஷ். என்ன பண்ணலாம்?
Sir, I will write notes, sir.
Okay, you're always writing. Very fine, no problem. Then preparation. We'll move on to preparation. Usually, we are going to see the preparation of aldehydes and ketones alone. So carboxylic acid is left because the reactivity of carboxylic acid is somewhat different from aldehydes and ketones. Okay, that's what we are together. We can see aldehydes and ketones. After that, we'll discuss about the carboxylic acid. So carboxylic acid, the properties are somewhat different, okay, when compared to aldehydes and ketones. Both are, even three are having a carbonyl compound. Some of the reactivity is different for carboxylic acid. That's what we are that means we are looking at that in a separate. Then first one is oxidation of alcohol. Oxidation of an alcohol. So from that first preparation, oxidation of alcohols. And second one is the dehydration of dehydrogenation of an alcohol. Almost both are same. So here we are going to use oxidizing agent, here we are going to use dehydrating agent. That's it. Okay, that's both are almost the same. Nothing but addition of oxygen is oxidation, removal of hydrogen is also oxidation. Okay? And third one is ozonolysis. Ozonolysis of alkenes. If you do ozonolysis with alkenes, you will get aldehydes and ketones as a product. These are all the common preparation. The common preparation of aldehydes and ketones. So these are all the common preparations. And the next one is from heating of calcium salt of heating of calcium salt of carboxylic acid. And fifth one is from Grignard reagent. From Grignard reagent. What do you mean by Grignard reagent?
RMGX.
Very nice. From alkynes. From alkynes we can take. So first preparation from alcohol, that is oxidation of an alcohol. So suppose if I'm using CH3, CH2, OH, this is ethanol. If I'm using oxidizing agent, what it will form? What it will form? It will form carboxylic acid or aldehydes. Okay. So if I'm using based on that oxidizing agent, I can do this categories. If I'm doing a strong oxidizing agent, I can get formed CH3COOH, carboxylic acid as a product. Suppose for the same reactant, if I use a weak oxidizing agent like a PCC, PDC, we learned about all those things. There is pyridinium chlorochromate, pyridinium dichromate, like that. So if you use this, you'll be getting CH3CHO. Okay, here, while you oxidize it, here the trick is very simple trick. So oxidation, if you use oxidizing agent, it will also do dehydrogenation also. Okay, so from this one hydrogen, from that alpha carbon, one hydrogen is there. Okay, so if remove this hydrogen, one hydrogen, then CH3CHO, that is aldehyde I can get. Okay, so here my aldehyde is my product. If you use weak oxidizing agent, okay, if I use weak oxidizing agent, I'll get aldehyde as my product. Suppose instead of this, suppose CH3C HOH, here CH3. So if I use 1 degree alcohol, I can get aldehyde as my product. If I use 2 degree alcohol, if you use oxidizing agent, so for the 2 degree alcohol, whenever we use 2 degree alcohol, we have to use strong oxidizing agent only. Strong oxidizing agent like KMnO4 that will oxidize my compound into C double bond or ketone. We know that while forming a ketone or ketone to carboxylic acid, both the thing we are in need of strong oxidizing agents. So here also the same thing. This is a functional group and this is a alpha carbon. From the functional group one hydrogen, from the alpha carbon one hydrogen is getting removed. Then what will be my product? Acetone or propanone or propan-2-one is my product. Okay, this is the way we have to prepare aldehydes and ketones from alcohols. Okay. So by the oxidation of alcohols. And second one is the dehydrogenation. Only thing is reagent is different. Okay. Say for example, or CH2OH, the second preparation. So from that I can use copper 573 Kelvin. It's a good dehydrogenating agent. Hydrogenating agent in the sense it will also dehydrogenating agent sense it will also remove from hydrogen from functional group and from alpha carbon. The functional group attached carbon is alpha carbon. So then I can get my product as RCHO. This is my aldehyde. So if I use the 1 degree alcohol, I can get my product like aldehyde. If I use 2 degree alcohol, then what will be my product? Cu copper 573 Kelvin. It's a good dehydrogenating agent. Here also functional group one hydrogen, alpha carbon one hydrogen. So what will be my product? C double bond R. So ketone as my product. Here aldehyde, here ketone. So I can get formed from the dehydrogenating agent. Dehydrogenation of an alcohol. From that alcohol, so both the reactions are almost same. Okay. If you use oxidizing agent, that will proceed in a different way. If you use what is that? This kind of dehydrogenating agent that will proceed in a different way. But both the reactions are almost same. Both are eliminating hydrogen only. Through the dehydrogenation only, the reaction will be taking place. This is what the two preparations. And a very important preparation from alkenes. From alkenes by ozonolysis. So this is an important way to prepare aldehydes and ketones from alkenes. Say for example, if I'm taken R, C, H, double bond, CH, it may be something like that, R dash. If I use this, I can react it with ozone in presence of CCl4 because it's a non-polar solvent. So it is used to dissolve this compound. Along with that, zinc also I can use. Zinc will be used in second step. We can use it. So here I can get from the R, CH, here CH single bond, here one O, here one O is there, and here one O is there. Okay, this kind of product I can get. So initially I get formed of molozanide. After that only I'll get ozonide. Okay, this is a ozonide. So in between that we have one more step is there. Molozanide is there. Okay, that will undergo tautomerism. After that only form ozonide as my product. Once I got formed ozonide, it will be reacting with hydrogen and zinc. Okay, if you use zinc, so the hydrogen is getting likewise, it will break like this. So RCHO and CHO is there. Okay, so here I think so one R is there, RCHO. Okay, so I missed that R dash. So RCHO is my product. Another one is R dash CHO is my product. What about this O? This O will attach with zinc to form zinc oxide. It will eliminate as zinc oxide. So I can get from the aldehyde as my product. Both are all different aldehydes. Suppose if I'm taken R dash, R. So these two are different means I'll get different aldehydes. I can able to prepare two different aldehydes in a single reaction. This is very, very important by ozonolysis. Based on the boiling point only, we can separate through the fractional distillation. Okay. Suppose if I want to get form the ketone, then what I have to do? If I want to get ketone, what I have to do?
2D.
RC, here one substance should be there. Double bond C, CH3, suppose R dash. Now, if I conducting same ozonolysis, CCl4, what I'll be getting? R, C, single bond C and R. And here O, and here O, here O. And what about this? Here one CH3 is there, here one CH3 is there. That's it. So how I can get my product here in the sun? This is what I can get, R dash. Okay. So one side R CO CH3, R C double bond O CH3. Another side I can get this product, R dash C double bond O CH3. Along with that zinc oxide. Okay. In all the cases, in the second step, we are going to use the zinc as well as hydrogen. You'll get formed like this. Okay. Suppose if I want to get aldehydes and ketones in the same reaction, how will we do this?
You can use one primary double bonded with one secondary, sir.
Very nice, very nice. So RCH3 or RCH double bond C CH3, here R it may be there. So if we use ozonolysis, before I can get RCHO along with that RC double bond O CH3. Okay, along with that zinc oxide. So it's a very simple trick. While you look at the reactant, you can able to write the product. It's a very, very simple trick. Just use it here. So just ozonolysis is given and alkene is given. No need to worry. Just break the bond and put one O here and put one O here. That's your product. RCHO. Yes, I got RCHO. Here R dash CHO. Yes, R dash CHO. That's it. Okay. Likewise, here also same thing. Just break the bond. Break the bond. Put one bow here. Put one bow here. Okay. This is a trick. It's not a mechanism. Just it's a trick. Okay. So you can get RCOCH3. Yes, RCOCH3. R dash COCH3. That's it. So in this reaction also we can get. So we can break the bond, one O here, one O here. So RCHO is one of my product. RCOCH3 is my another product. Is that clear? Is that clear or not, please?
Yes,
sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
And then next fourth preparation is from calcium salt of carboxylic acid. From calcium salt of carboxylic acid. Now we can do this. So it is very simple. So you have to take anhydride of calcium salt. Anhydride in the sense RC double bond O minus, and it is twice Ca2 plus. That's it. Nothing but RC double bond OH. Here also HC double bond R. Sorry. Here OH. C double bond here OH is there and here R is there. Yeah. Now just remove the water molecule. You can get RCO, OCOCH, R. RCO. So I can write nothing but it's anhydride. Okay. Without water molecule, if two carboxylic acid are getting reacting, it will form RCO, OC double bond R. Likewise, only this product is getting formed. I can write elaborately. I can write this product RCOO and CaO C double bond R. This is 2 times. I can write 1 time here, 1 time here. Okay. Right. So just I'm heating this. Just I'm heating this. So if I'm heating this, if calcium is there, it is going to settle as a stable product like a calcium carbonate. So likewise, it will move as calcium carbonate, CaCO3, CaCO3, CaCO2, and 1 O will be taken here. Then what will be my product? RC double bond R along with that calcium carbonate. It's a very simple trick. Just while you looking at the product, looking at the reactant, you can able to write the product. Okay. So here I can able to form a ketone, but if I want to form aldehyde, what kind of reagent I have to take? Here only one possibility of aldehyde is getting formed. Only this aldehyde is only formed. Other aldehyde will not be formed by this method. What kind of aldehyde is that?
Formaldehyde, sir.
Very nice. Formaldehyde. Okay, that is a methanoic acid salt. So instead of taking R, if I'm taking R, C, the HC double bond O, CaO, C double bond H. If I'm taking a methanoic acid salt, here also there will be a removal of calcium carbonate. What about the remaining thing? HC double bond H. This is formaldehyde. Formaldehyde or methanol, we can say. Along with that, what? Calcium carbonate as a precipitate. Okay. So here, the trick is nothing but non-methanoic acid salt. This is a methanoic acid salt. Methanoic acid salt. And this is a non-methanoic acid salt. Non-methanoic acid salt. If I use methanoic acid salt, I can get formed aldehyde as my product. Particularly, I can able to prepare only formaldehyde by this method. Then a non-methanoic acid, if I use, I can get formed ketones. That's a variety of ketone I can also make. Okay. So this is the 4th preparation. And 5th one is very important, from Grignard reagent. Grignard reagent. So we know that RMgX is a Grignard reagent. Or MgX is a Grignard reagent. So it's a alkyl magnesium halide. So whenever the MgX, if it is react with HCN, hydrogen cyanide, it forms aldehyde as my product. Aldehyde as my product. When MgX, if it is react with MgX, which will be reacting with CN, any alkyl cyanide, then I can get ketone as my product. So how we can? So this is very important because CN is there. From that CN, how aldehyde is getting formed. From CN, how ketone is getting formed. We have a lot of confusion. Just we can see the mechanism, then we can get clear idea about this. So here MgX I can take. Then HC triple bond N, you know that. So what about the charge in R? Whether it is positive or negative?
It will be
Negative, sir.
positive, right?
Negative. Right?
Negative
Good.
because Mg is positive.
Because
And
it is attached with the metal, directly attached with the metal. So metal are always electropositive. And here CN, which one is positive? HCN, which one is positive and is negative? CN, carbon and nitrogen, which is positive, which is negative.
sir, carbon is positive, sir.
Carbon is positive because electronegativity of nitrogen is more than that of carbon. That's what carbon is getting positive charge. Here negative charge is there. Negative charge will go and approach where the lesser number of charges there. Positive charge is there. So it can easily attract. Okay. So then what will be my product? So I can get formed a R. So I can write HC. So if carbon is getting electron, then can shift the electron towards to nitrogen. Okay. Why? Because the carbon is already in 4 bond. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if negative charge is coming, it can also able to form a 1 bond here. So it want to avoid because the carbon will not be exist more than 4 bond. So that will not be stable one. So that's what it can shift over the electron to nitrogen. So then what will be my product? So C double bond N is there, and here one minus charge is there. Am I right? And to the carbon and R is getting attached. Okay. And here negative charge is there, and here metal there will be a positive charge is there. So this positive and negative will approach, then it will form X. We'll take X. MgX. Is that clear? Is that clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Yeah, sure. Fine. So this is MgX. Okay. So here, after adding Grignard reagent, we can hydrolyze it. HOH. We know that here oxygen is highly electronegative, so it got negative charge, it got positive charge. Okay. Then what will happen? Next step, here nitrogen is highly electronegative. Then it can take away the electron from carbon. So it goes to negative charge. Okay, now I can get another C here R. Here I got positive charge. Here single bond. One bond is getting break, and N here minus MgX. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now it is very simple. The H plus will go and approach where the negative charge is there, and OH minus will go and approach where the positive charge is there. What will be my product? HCOH. Here R is there. Here N. Here one H is added. NH. MgX is there. Is that clear?
So can you explain it once again, sir?
Yeah, no problem. here it formed the compound like this, okay, intermediate like this. Then after that, this electron will be shifted over here. Why? Because nitrogen is highly electronegative. It can pull electron towards to itself. That's what this bond is getting break and it get negative charge. Wherever the arrow mark is there, that point is negative charge. Where the electron is getting lost, that will got positive charge. Okay. Now we just hydrolyze it. Just we are adding water to that reaction. So once you add water, the positive charge will approach this negative, and negative charge will approach this positive. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
HC, carbon is having positive charge that will absorb OH minus, OH. Then nitrogen will have negative charge that will approach the positive hydrogen, NH. And here MgX is there. And here one R is there. Is that clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. We know that oxygen is also highly electronegative. Here, these are all the reaction mechanism. This way, the mechanism is going. That's it. Okay. So here, oxygen is highly electronegative. Carbon is positive. You know that the oxygen, the hydrogen will get loose. Hydrogen will escape, and nitrogen will have a lone pair. That lone pair can take away this hydrogen. Now, what will happen? So H, C, here O minus. And here R is there, and here N, already one H is there. Here one H will also be there. NH2 MgX. Is that clear? OH, oxygen is highly electronegative. It can pull the electron from hydrogen. That's what it become negative charge. So the hydrogen will leaves as H plus. It can leave. It can donate the 2 electrons to oxygen and can leave without electron. Without electron, it leaves as H plus. And nitrogen is having lone pair. Then the positive charge can be attracted towards 2 nitrogen. So there will be a one more hydrogen is attached here. Is that clear or not?
Clear.
Sir, what is the conclusion here, sir?
So this is a reaction mechanism. Just wait. You will get confusion. And what about this one? Next step, oxygen is there with highly negative charge. Due to back bonding, it can donate electron to this. Now carbon already in 1, 2, 3, 4 bonds. If oxygen donate electron to that, carbon getting 5 bonds, so it can easily break down this bond. Why? Why particularly that can break on this carbon nitrogen bond is getting breaking?
Because carbon oxygen bond is more
5
stronger.
bonds are there.
Yeah, that's it. Why the particular bond should break? Why this bond will
The
not
five,
be breaking?
5.
Okay, that's fine. So here it can also break this bond now, or otherwise it can break this bond now. Why it particularly breaking the bond between carbon and nitrogen?
Because carbon oxygen bond is more stronger than nitrogen.
Okay, that's fine. What about the carbon nitrogen? Why the bond breaking will not be taking place here and here? Why it's exactly taking place here only?
Covalent, sir.
Covalent, other thing? Everything is covalent here only, na? Here
Bond
hydrogen
length, sir.
donate 1 electron, carbon donate 1 electron. Here carbon, carbon. Everything covalent only, na?
Sir, nitrogen is way more electronegative.
Very nice. Nitrogen is highly electronegative. That can pull the electron from carbon. That's what this, if the bond is getting break, the 2 electron will be shifted to nitrogen. The carbon will getting positive charge. Nothing but this positive negative will form a double bond. So H, C double bond OR. I can get formed aldehyde as my product. Along with that, NH2 is there, and minus charge is also be there. And here MgX is there. Now, if you add water, HOH, once the Grignard reagent is there, if you add water, it will get H plus and OH minus. H plus will move here, OH minus will move here. This bond is getting break because it get positive charge. Okay. Now, what will happen? NH3. Ammonia I get formed MgXOH. So whenever I get reacted with a Grignard reagent, I can get my byproduct like this, MgOHBr or MgOHI or MgOHX, something like that I can get. Is that clear? So along with aldehyde, I can get formed ammonia, these kind of byproducts I can get. Okay. Suppose if I want to prepare ketone, what I have to use? I already mentioned you. If I want to prepare
Secondary
ketone by
alkane,
this
sir.
method, I should take H instead of HCN, I should take RCN. Suppose if I'm taking RCN instead of this H, 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 I had to put R. If you use here, if R is there, that will be considered as ketone. Is that clear? This is a very important mechanism because you need to know where it comes from, how CN group is getting converted into CH1, C double bond, or like that you got a lot of confusion. So I think so you answered. And next one is from alkynes. Last preparation of common preparation of aldehydes and ketones. Hydration of an alkyne. Alkyne. So here alkyne I had to use, there is R, C triple bond CH. If I use 40%, approximately 40% H2SO4 in HgSO4, mercurous sulfate, at the temperature of 333 Kelvin. So I have to get formed either aldehydes or ketone. Aldehyde or ketone. Okay. I can get formed aldehyde or ketone. So here very simple. Or so here usually I can get ketone as my product. Or C triple bond CH. If I use acid, H plus is there. Once I use acid, we know that where the bond will break. If the bond will break, where the negative charge will go, whether here or here. Whether if the bond is getting break, where the negative charge will move on, whether to CH or to carbon, whether red color or green color.
Green color, sir.
I think so. We talk about this in Markovnikov reaction itself. R C triple bond C H is there. What about the degree of this one? Carbon. What about the degree of this one? Carbon. We have to
1,
check.
sir.
Yeah. So we have to check which is higher degree. So according to that, which one is higher degree?
The green one.
Green is having higher degree. Then what will be my shift? RC plus will be there. Okay. So here it won't shift. So it will be a higher degree carbocation it has to form. If it want to form, the shift will be like this. The electron will goes to CH carbon. Then only it get positive charge. Okay. That is what we can get like this. RC, then double bond CH minus. If the bond is getting break, the CH will getting minus and C will getting positive charge because of higher degree carbocation. Higher degree carbocation, that will be more stable compound. Okay, that's it. Okay, and then here if it is reacting with water, then what it will form?
RCHO, sir.
And CH minus, and this H plus will also approach this H minus. Am I right? This H plus will go and approach here. So then I will get R C plus double bond CH2. Is that clear? Is that clear or not?
Sir, when we hydrolyze it, won't the double bond get break, sir?
We are not hydrolyzing. Yeah, yeah. If you after that, if you do hydrolysis, the bond will get break down.
Oh, okay, sir.
If you use water, if you do hydrolysis, the lone pair can go and attack this carbon. R, C, here O, here H, here H. Water will be written like this. Oxygen will donate electron. That's what is that positive charge because it loses electron. And along with that, we have double bond CH2. And oxygen generally will be electronegative, but it won't be exist as positive. That's why it can pull the electron from hydrogen. It leaves the hydrogen as H plus. Okay, it leaves the hydrogen as H plus. What will be my product? R C O H. Here double bond CH2. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Answer is not coming. பதில் வரலன்னா புரியலன்னு அர்த்தம். Okay. So RCOH இது வரைக்கும் புரிஞ்சுதா?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So the H plus will move on its own. Why? Because oxygen will not be existing as electropositive element. Oxygen எப்பயுமே highly electronegative இருக்க தான் prefer பண்ணும். Can try to pull the electron towards itself. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணும்? It wants to be more electronegative. It may not be in the form of electropositive. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணும்? It can pull the electron from hydrogen. It leaves this as H plus. H plus வெளியே தள்ளிடும். So this 2 electron will be shifted over here. So the positive charge is getting neutralized. R C double bond CH2. Here O H is there. So here we know that one what is that enol form is there. This is enol form. En and alcohol group is there. This is enol form. And this will be getting shifted over like this. The H plus will move as H plus, and here oxygen is highly electronegative, and this double bond is getting breaked out. If the double bond is getting breaked out, what it will form? The electron will be shifted over here. Why? Because it's a higher degree carbohydrate. No, that right. If the bond is getting break, here the CH2 will get minus charge. So R C here O minus, and here carbon getting positive charge, bond is getting break, and CH2 minus will be there, and one H plus will be released, and released H plus will join here, and this negative charge will shifted over here to neutralize this. What will be my product? R C double bond O CH3. This is nothing but a tautomerism. Tautomerism. This is called a keto-enol tautomerism. Keto-enol tautomerism. This is very, very important. Okay. So by the way, if I want to prepare ethine, if I want to use any aldehyde, if I want to prepare aldehyde, what I have to use? I have to use ethine. Okay. So except ethine, if I use any other ethynes, that means any other alkynes, ethine, I can able to prepare aldehyde, except ethine. Except ethine, I can get ketone only. So here I can get a ketone because it is not ethine. So some R group is there. Okay, is that clear? Is that clear or not?
Understood.
So what is tautomerism?
Tautomerism in the sense one form will be because alcohol will be in the form in this form like this. Okay, if it exists in another form, in the form of ketone, that become more stable. That's what it tried to become a more stable from enol form to keto form. Tautomerism is nothing but to make it as a stable product. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Next one is aldehyde preparation. It is aldehyde only preparation. Only aldehyde. Only aldehyde preparation. So here the first preparation is from acyl chloride. From acyl chloride. And next one is from nitriles. Nitriles we already saw the mechanism also. And esters. Nitriles and esters. From hydrocarbon. This is very, very important preparation. That is oxidation of methyl benzene. Methyl benzene. Oxidation of methyl benzene. Another one is by side chain chlorination. Side chain chlorination. Okay. So these are all the very important method. And one more reaction is the Gattermann-Koch reaction. Gattermann-Koch reaction. These are all a very, very important preparation of aldehyde, particularly from acyl chloride. It's a very, very important naming reaction. In all the years, they'll be asking this question. So either directly or indirectly, they can ask questions. Okay. So from acyl chloride, what do you mean by acyl chloride?
Sir, Cl, RCl, sir. RHCl.
Or HCl or
C, sir. No, sir. RC double bond O, then Cl, sir.
Very nice. Or COCl, I can take. Or COCl, which will be reduced by the way of using some reducing agents. Palladium. If I use palladium hydrogen, what will be my product? What kind of product I can get? Palladium hydrogen. Surface chemistry. Did you study about surface chemistry?
RCHO is the product, sir.
Surface chemical reaction. This is a palladium surface you consider. So in which there will be a number of lot of pores will be there. In that pores, there will be a number of hydrogen atoms will be absorbed. Sorry, adsorbed on surface. Okay. So the hydrogen, the molecule will become a hydrogen atom. So now the hydrogen atom can easily react with the reactant. So here H is there. And H will be approached as remove as HCl. Then what will be my product? R C double bond O H along with that HCl. Okay. Generally, this reaction won't take place without barium sulfate. Why? Because if you do without barium sulfate, you can get formed alcohol as a product. Because it will be acting as a strong reducing agent. More number of hydrogen will be there. It won't give aldehyde as a product. It can give alcohol as a product or CH2OH. It strongly reduces without barium sulfate. Okay. Suppose here our preparation is R C double bond O Cl. Palladium will be taken and the hydrogen will be absorbed on the surface with the help of barium sulfate. Now palladium will do this kind of strong reduction or complete reduction from acyl chloride to alcohol it can form. But if you use barium sulfate, it will provide the reaction in terms of partial reduction. Partial reduction. Now you can assume it here. This is a palladium surface. Palladium surface. On that palladium surface, you just okay. So here entirely, completely, only hydrogen is there. In the first case, only hydrogen. All are hydrogen. It can occupy more number of space. But here, because the palladium surface is free here, There is no other material is on that surface. But here we are using barium sulfate. The barium sulfate will occupy. You just this is the barium sulfate you consider. Green color is barium sulfate, and white color is hydrogen. Okay, white color is hydrogen, and all green colors are barium sulfate. Now you can assume it. So whether where more number of hydrogen is present, whether in first case or second case. More number of hydrogen can be occupied in first case or second case.
First case, sir.
First case, am I right? In the first case only a lot of hydrogen is there. If more hydrogen is there, stronger is the reduction. But here in the case of barium sulfate will be occupied some spaces on palladium surface. Okay, barium sulfate will occupy some space of palladium surface. So the hydrogen atom will not completely occupied on the palladium surface. So that only less amount of hydrogen is there. Less amount of hydrogen is there means partial reduction. That's what it can stop the product with aldehyde. Okay, the way is, so here generally from acid chloride to alcohol means it straight away it won't give. Via aldehyde only it forms alcohol. But if you use barium sulfate, it stops the reaction with the aldehyde itself. There is no further reaction is available because more number of hydrogen is not available on the surface of palladium. Is that clear or not? So this is a partial reduction.
So I have a doubt, sir.
Yes.
Sir, so it's weaker than the first one, sir.
Please.
It's weaker than the first reaction, sir.
Yes, definitely. It is a stronger reduction because complete hydrogen is more number of hydrogen is there. Addition of hydrogen is nothing but reduction. More hydrogen added means more reduction. Less amount of hydrogen is added means less reduction. That what the RCOCl in presence of barium sulfate, it can do or it can stop the reaction in the half itself. The partial reduction itself, the reaction will stop because no more hydrogen is available on palladium because another surface will be occupied by another space will be occupied by barium sulfate. That's what the partial reduction reaction will be taking place on the second case. Is that clear or not?
It's clear, sir.
Fine. Super. We know that whether this is it a stable compound? Is it a stable compound or unstable compound?
Unstable, sir.
It may be a methyl, ethyl, phenyl, whatever it may be. Unstable compound. Why? Because there will be a lot of lone pair repulsion will be there. Already it is an unstable compound. It's a highly unstable compound. Only because of this, suppose instead of this here, R group, if CH3 group is there means somewhat little stable will be there. Little stability will be there. Okay. Because it's a electron donating group. So instead of this, suppose CH3, C double bond O, Cl is there. Because this CH3 is electron donating group, somewhat little stable. Little stability is there. Okay. Little stability is there. Likewise, this acetyl chloride. If I use acetyl chloride, what will be my product? C double bond O, Cl, palladium, hydrogen, barium sulfate if they given. So you have to write aldehyde as your product. CH3, C double bond O, H, aldehyde is my product. Acetaldehyde or ethanol is my product. Okay. So instead of that here, suppose C6H5, C double bond O, Cl. If I use the palladium, hydrogen, barium sulfate, what will be my product?
Benzene carbaldehyde, sir.
C6H5, C double bond OH, benzaldehyde as my product. Okay. But here, suppose here I can able to prepare acetaldehyde, benzaldehyde, propanaldehyde, all the aldehydes I can prepare except one aldehyde. I can't prepare one aldehyde. What kind of aldehyde? Can't prepare. What is that? Formaldehyde. Because formyl chloride, C double bond OCl, highly unstable. Highly unstable. That's what it won't involve in the reaction itself. No reaction. So these are all the exceptional cases. They may be asked in because this time it's going to be in what is that MCQ type only. Definitely these kind of questions may come because MCQ it's not easy one. You have to study entire concept. That's a big disadvantage of that one. So formaldehyde I cannot prepare by this methodology. What is the name of this reaction? This reaction is nothing but Rosenmund reduction. Rosenmund reduction. Very, very important reaction. Rosenmund reduction. So if the Rosenmund reduction, so because the question will be asked like this. Say for example, they will be given COOH, benzoic acid to benzaldehyde. How will you make it? Last year, this question was asked. Same question was asked. Benzoic acid to benzaldehyde. It's a two-step process. In the first step, what you have to use? We have to use either PCl5 or SOCl2. So when compared to PCl5, SOCl2 is a better chlorinating agent. We know that because all the products are getting or gaseous form. So here C double bond OCl, we know that because Cl, then SO, then Cl. We know that in alcohol itself, we saw that SOCl to PCl5 almost reacting with the same way. So COCl is getting formed. Once I got COCl, I can get reacted with palladium, hydrogen, and barium sulfate. It will form benzaldehyde as my product. From benzoyl chloride to this is benzoyl chloride. Benzoyl chloride to benzaldehyde. Is that clear, Kana? Is that clear or not? Do you have any doubt?
No, sir.
Is that clear or not?
Clear, sir.
Say yes or no. ஏதாவது சொன்னீங்கன்னா தான் தெரியும். Okay. So அடுத்த ரியாக்ஷன் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ரியாக்ஷன். உங்களுக்கு எல்லாமே இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ரியாக்ஷன் தான். என்ன சார் எல்லாத்தையும் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட்ன்றீங்க? Everything is important. From nitrile. From nitriles. So very important reaction, Stephan reduction. Stephan reduction அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். Stephan reduction அப்படின்னு ஒரு ஞாபகம் வரணும். என்ன ஞாபகம் வரணும்? SnCl2 HCl. Stephan stannous. Stannous chloride. Stephan stannous. Okay, now வச்சுக்கோங்க. இங்க இருந்து என்ன பண்ணலாம்? We can prepare aldehydes, particularly aldehydes from nitrile or CN2 aldehyde or C triple bond N2 or CHO. We can do it. இது வந்து அடுத்த கிளாஸ்ல பார்க்கலாம் கண்ணா. ஓகே.
Okay, sir.
கண்ணா இந்த நெக்ஸ்ட் கிளாஸ்ல பார்க்கலாம். Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.